Welcome back to SUPRS Live. Folks, if you missed that one and you're just tuning in, I sure hope that you can come back and that you can watch the post race, because it is one wild show that you just missed out there. The SUPRS Buckeye 50 from Mansfield Motorsports Park won by Keith. Put one on you, pal. Keith, how does it feel to get your first win of the season here tonight at Mansfield?
Oh man, it feels awesome, man. The monkey's off my back. Finally, could put one in the win column. So it just feels great, especially to do it here, right in my backyard, literally like 7 miles away, at a place where I last raced as a driver at. So it just feels awesome.
Keith, trying to hold on to that lead there through a couple of restarts at the end. Well, first, let's talk about the deal with Rob Warren. That was a pretty spectacular incident there. You were awfully close to a couple major uh-ohs and your night being over. This track just so tough here, and there's so much action. How were you able to make your way through all of that chaos out there up front and in front of you?
Yeah, it was chaos. I was starting in third row. At least I got started on the outside, and my car really likes it up there. And the car is really good on the start, a lot better than it was. On cold tires, it's usually really loose. So I had to stay up there, and the start was kind of crazy. But we got going, and then I think it was Kyle that had it dead sideways right in front of me, and I gotta give a thanks to you for being a heads-up driver, and you gave me just enough room to miss that accident. So that was the first caution. We had to restart, got going, and then I found myself behind Rob, sitting in second place, and Rob was giving me just enough room, and the car was really good from the center off. That was a lot to do with Jim Mayfield kind of coaching me through these high bank tracks, and had a car great at center off. But I learned in the heat race, I just can't duck down there because the car is just unbelievably loose if I entered in the middle of the track. So I just kind of stayed up there. He gave me just enough room, and we ran side by side for a while. And thanks to him for running me clean. And he's always going to run me hard. So I got by him, and I thought to myself, wow, I got by him on the outside like he got by me on the outside last week. And then a couple times I just entered the corner a little too low, and I'd really have to work throttle, and you and Kyle be right back on me. So it's definitely a white knuckle race, but man, I love this place. I loved it when the SUPRS ran here. They put on a heck of a show, and I hope we put on a heck of a show for everybody tonight.
Well, you certainly put on a heck of a show, picking up some valuable points in the chase after Rob Warren. Back 84 coming into tonight. This might be the turnaround that your teammate usually has at midseason. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I might have to use his comeback finesse to make a run at Rob. I start stringing a couple of these wins together, I make a run at him. But I mean, Rob's just been excellent all season. I mean, he's definitely the guy to beat and the guy to chase. So, but I love racing with him. We have a really good time racing together, and I know he's going to race me hard. And pretty sure now he knows we'll race him hard, but clean. So I want to thank SUPRS. First and finish race servers, Kevin Timmons and Breeze Graphics. They do a ton of work, to make this real enjoyable. Come in every week, and even though I was getting pretty frustrated with second and third places, I just love coming in and racing with this group of guys. I want to thank Icing's on top real quick. And man, I wish Steve was here. I wish he was here to celebrate with me, but I'm sure he'll be giving me a call tomorrow at lunchtime.
I am sure he will be celebrating with an ice cold fresco when he gets off of work here tonight. Congratulations, Keith Powell. I know how much this means to get this first win of the season. still hanging on to second in points without a win. This could be the turnaround point for the Icings on Top Mayfield Missile.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, let's drop back to third place and talk to the guy that had quite an eventful race himself. We heard a little bit about your winner talk about Kyle Clark's incident early in the race, able to charge his way back into a position where he almost won the thing, and then pushing second place across the line at the end. Kyle Clark, how wore out are you after that 50-lap grind here at Mansfield tonight?
Yeah, it's a tough track. Tough track to especially when you got to run high all the way around. You got to pay attention. You don't get into that outside wall. So glad it's over, but it was fun.
Well, you were able to race against some of your teammates here tonight. Any particular action that you got to see them involved in that you were going, oh, shucks, man, you guys had a shot?
Well, right in the beginning, I was up front. Chad started on the pole. I started second. He got in front of me. And we were just kind of riding around, and I don't know, maybe 10 laps in, Nelson got into the back of me and just looped me, racing deal. But I went to the back and I said, that's it for this race. And then a couple laps later, I was behind Nelson, and then Derek was in front of him. And Nelson bounced it off the outside wall and took out Derek. I'm like, oh no. Now both of us are at the back. And then as things happen, it's a tough track to pass at. So you got to wait for someone to make a mistake or someone to crash, really. It's a fun track, but it's just super hard to pass. Slowly got my way back up top 4. And then Rob had his incident, put me in 3rd. And the top 3, it's going to be an interesting replay. We were bumper to bumper second half of that race. It was pretty exciting. I tried every possible line to get by you. The last 5 laps, you were leaving the top wide open, but not going far enough down to kill your momentum, and I just couldn't get by on the outside. And then that last move where you spun, I tried avoiding you. If I would have avoided you, I don't know who would have gotten second, but I couldn't avoid you and T-boned you, and that's the way we crossed the line. It was fun.
It certainly was a thrilling race for sure here tonight. Folks, don't forget, we will be able to watch Kyle Clark again here in a couple of weeks at Oswego Speedway, his favorite track. Next up on the schedule is blind date night for the Empire State Super Series. That'll be a NASCAR heat race. And then we go Twin 35s at the Big O, the home of the Supermodifieds. You want to learn more about that fantastic track in upstate New York, go to OswegoSpeedway.com. It's the only track in the country still racing Supermodifieds on a weekly basis. Well, we're going to wrap things up here from Mansfield. What a show. Any one of the top 4 really had a shot at this one here tonight. And Carl Becker doing a great job coming home in 5th place out there. And 4th place goes to Derek Backus. And he had his hands full throughout the whole night. But what a run for D-Rock to come back and finish in the top 5 here tonight. Again, we want to thank you all for being with us. Next week, again, a NASCAR heat race. And we will be in action at a blind track. No, the drivers don't know until the night of the race which of 3 tracks they'll be racing at. And it's part of the Empire State Super Series, a season-long regional tour through the state of New York. This will be race number 2 on the season. And drivers will accumulate points all through the season for that. In addition to their championship points, they'll be accumulating points for the ESS Series. So make sure you go to supers.net and learn more about that. And if you enjoyed yourself tonight, we want to remind you that we're happy you were here, but also the reason we do this is to raise money for injured drivers through the Dion Parrish Memorial Benevolent Fund for Supermodifieds. All donations to Supers go to help injured drivers and their families in their times of need. We're not just your regular Supermodified sim racing league or gaming league. The money we raise through our Twitch broadcasts as well as donations all go to help others when they need it. Too many times we've seen racers and their families fall on hard times after a Supermodified crash, and everybody knows that a simple ambulance ride from the track to the hospital for a minor injury can run into the thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. So any cash donation to Supers goes to help those drivers. And I want to remind you that if you do make a cash donation of $25 or more, you can become a Supers member and go racing with Supers. We'd love to have you and have you race the ultimate short track race car online with us. We are the Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series, the original Supermodified sanction started in 2004, and you've been enjoying Supers Live here tonight, a real doozy of a race coming at you from Mansfield Motorsports Park in Mansfield, Ohio. We're off to New York next week with the Empire State Super Series blind date night. So until then, for all of the drivers of Supers and your winner, Keith Powell, congratulations to him again. I'm Bobby G, reminding you to keep it wing side up and wheels to the ground. We'll see you in a couple weeks at the Big O.